Here we go, get it up!
From center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass., this is Lexington Blue Sox Baseball here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network on YouTube. Tonight, it's the Blue Sox with a record of 8-11, 16 points, fourth in the ICL, hosting the Melrose Americans with a record of 9-9, 18 points, third in the ICL. Good evening, everybody. Sam Feely here with you, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. The Blue Sox coming off another gut-wrenching loss last night to the Malden Mad Dogs. 7-6, a game they led 6-4 with 6 defensive outs to get and could not hang on. It was a high drama last couple of innings, especially in the top of the seventh when the Mad Dogs loaded the bases with nobody out, but a strikeout. They got the strikeout, then it was an intentional walk. Strikeout, so base loaded one out, and then a controversial 4-6-3 double play got the Blue Sox out of the top of the seventh without any runs allowed. But after Giancarlos Ramirez hit a one-out single, he was picked off, and then a comebacker by Fritz sent the Blue Sox to another one. They have not won consecutive games since before the 4th of July break. Sunday and Monday, June 25th and 26th. One of those wins being a 9-0 win over the Americans, in which the Blue Sox used their biggest single offensive inning of the season to turn a 1-0 pitcher's duel into that 9-0 blowout. So the Blue Sox, 1.5 games behind the Americans in the standings. But the important thing to remember is that this is the last meeting of the regular season between these two teams. And the Blue Sox own the head-to-head tiebreaker. They have already clinched the season series. They've won 3 games against the Americans this season. So a win here will pull them even in the win column with the Americans if they can get it. It'll be 1 game back in the loss column. And the Blue Sox can finally find that extra gear to string together all the little things they've been doing right at times, but unable to keep it going for whatever reason that causes them to shoot themselves in the foot at times. They can make a run for it. They're not going to get a top 2 seed, that's for sure, but Pat Costigan takes strike 1. And we are underway at 8:03 with former Blue Sox Sammy Steed calling the balls and strikes. That is 1-1 to Costigan. Jack Swarbrick, not to be confused with the Notre Dame AD, getting the start for the Blue Sox tonight. He is making his 3rd appearance of the season, first since July 12th against the Americans, which he went 3 innings, allowed 1 hit with no runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. This is into center field, and it is tracked down by Austin Maisel for the first out of the ball game. One up, one down, always crucial to keep the leadoff man off base. Here is Sean Nestor, second baseman. Down and away for ball 1. So Costigan's fly out will drop down his average from where 316 entering play, 3 doubles and 11 ribbies. Fouled into the screen for strike 1 to even the count. Nestor entering play, slashing 300, 333, 350. 1 double, 2 RBIs, and 1 walk to, the wrong Nestor. Sean Nestor, 375, 464, 396, slash 9. Still with 1 double, but with 4 ribbies and 8 walks to 4 strikeouts at 18 hits in 48 at-bats. Lined out of the reach of the leaping shortstop Desai into center field for a 1-out base hit. How you doing, Tuck? Win would be nice. That would be sure. That's for sure. 1 on, 1 out for Corey Bright as Nestor picks up the base hit. Bright entering play, slashing .333, 500, 359, 1 double, and 8 ribbies. 5 walks to 2 strikeouts. Sean Nestor over at first has 4 steals in 5 attempts. That's tied for second on the team behind Costigan. And they almost got him leaning there, but good job by the first baseman, Dudonakis, to prevent it from going out of play. Saw a couple of balls thrown to first go out of play last night by the Mad Dogs. But those were throws from third. Here's a throw down to second. They got him. Pat Casserly nails Nestor. Bases empty, 2 down, and an 0-1 count to Bright. Swarbrick winds and delivers the 0-1. A little liner to Dudonakis for a quick, not a 1-2-3 inning, but facing the minimum nonetheless. Swarbrick with a 0 in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. Americans nothing. Blue Sox coming up. So as we go to the bottom of the first, we'll give you the full batting orders for both teams. Pat Costigan leading for the Americans in the white jerseys with the red shoulders and numbers and letters. Blue and white caps. Pat Costigan leading off at short, followed by Sean Nestor at second. Corey Bright is in right. John Jennings is the DH. Ian Libby is at first. Aiden Berry is in the left. Jack Beverly is at third. Nick Giangregorio is behind the plate. Tyler Wilson rounds out the lineup in center. On the mound for the Americans, Chris Mitchell, the righty. Number 5 in your programs, number 1 in your hearts. Mitchell making his 5th appearance of the season. He is 1-2 with an .881 ERA in 10 1/3 innings. He has allowed 20 hits, 14 runs, 13 of which are earned. Walked 8, struck out 8, surrendered 1 home run, hit 1 batter, and thrown 2 wild pitches. Got the win in his last appearance against the Lexington Bulldogs on the 11th, going 4 1/3, allowing 9 hits and 6 earned runs with 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and surrendering 1 home run. Mitchell is in his 6th season with the Americans. He's had some pretty good seasons up until this one. By far a career worst in ERA so far. Last year, 6-1 with a 1.79 ERA and 33 strikeouts in 39 innings to only 8 walks. Last year in the regular season against the Blue Sox, Mitchell was 1-1 with a 1.56 ERA in 9 innings, allowed 7 hits, 7 runs, only 2 of which were earned, walking 3, striking out 7, and surrendering 1 home run. Lasted only an inning and a third in his only appearance against the Blue Sox in the semifinals last year in the postseason. Ernie Little to lead things off for the Blue Sox at second base, followed by V. Desai at short, Julian Alvarez in right, DJ Johnson in left, Austin Mays, Dudonakis is at first, Aiden Driscoll is the extra hitter, and Dylan Walsh rounding out the lineup at third. And we already told you Jack Swarbrick on the mound for the Blue Sox. Here is Ernie Fresh to lead things off. Little entering play, 300, 333, 340. His slash line, 15 for 50. He picked up a hit last night, going 1 for 4 with an RBI. And he'll hit this one on a hop to short. Costigan with the bullet to first for out number 1. Nice hit by Little, but Costigan played the hop perfectly. And the leadoff man for the Blue Sox is retired here in the bottom of the first. Here's V. Desai, the shortstop. So dating back to July 13th, Little is now 2 for his last, 4, 8, 11, 12, 167 in his last, take that back, 4 for his last, 2 for his last 16, 1 take 5 in his last 5 games. Desai takes strike one, 0-1. Just high. Ball one. Desai slashing 294, 455, 353 with one double. No RBIs, 4 walks to 5 strikeouts. He is 0 for his last 4 over his last 2 games. Is he able to hold up there? He is 2-1. Last time out against the Americans, Desai was 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. Comes up empty there. Count evens at 2. Started his Blue Sox career on fire, did Desai. I mentioned 0 for 4 in his last 2 games, but prior to that, hits in each of his first 4, going 2 for 3 against the Chiefs on July 17th. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Desai is retired. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the first, and here is Julian Alvarez. Alvarez out of action over the weekend, but back in the lineup tonight in right field. Now the Blue Sox use his leadership and his bat. Slashing 354, 446, 813, 5 homers, 18 RBIs, 7 walks, 7 doubles. 12 of his 17 hits for extra bases. Gotta love it. 1-0 to the veteran. Taken on the outside corner for strike 1. Julian entering play at 1259 OPS. Fouls that one off out of play. The count will be 1-2. It is second in the ICL behind Andrew Mazzoni of the Expos. Just ahead of Teddy Juba and Juan Parra of the Chiefs. Ryan Cloutier of the Expos. Rounding out the top 5. 1-2 the count to Jules. High for ball 2 with the fastball. Alvarez and then DJ Johnson if he can get on. And a score, bottom of the first. 1 out single by Nestor. The only hit so far is that just misses high. The count will be full. And Nestor caught stealing. So Swarbrick only faced the minimum in the top half. And Mitchell looking to do the same here in the bottom half. The payoff pitch. Lace the other way. That'll get down for a base hit and maybe more. Rolls towards the fence. Not all the way there as Alvarez is on his way to second with a 2-out double. 8th double of the season for Jules. As Bright rifles it back in. And here is DJ. Alvarez with his 8th double breaks a tie with Andrew Caulfield of the Chiefs for the league lead in that category. Johnson, little blooper into center field, and that'll get down for a base hit. Being waved around third is Alvarez, and he will score. 2-out RBI for the Blue Sox. They lead 1-0. That is something that has been missing so much from this Blue Sox team compared to teams of Blue Sox past. The ability to come up with clutch hits with runners in scoring position and with 2 outs. DJ with the RBI single, 1-0. Here is Austin Maisel, former Melrose American, and he hits this one into right field. Backing up is Bright, and he's got it for the out that retires the side, but DJ comes through with the 2-out RBI single, his 4th ribby of the season, and after one complete 1-0 Blue Sox. We go to the top of the second. Will be the middle third of the order. Due up for the Americans: John Jennings, Ian Libby, and Aiden Berry. Jack Swarbrick after the first inning unscathed. Just a single that was erased on a caught stealing, and that's on the outside corner for strike one to the Americans' DH. That'll be in the dirt for ball one. Jennings entering play, slashing 432, 500, 595. Little short hop at third. Strong throw by Walsh for out number one. Jennings at an OPS of 1095 entering play tonight. 16 hits and 37 at-bats, 3 doubles, 1 homer, and 7 RBIs, but is retired there. 1 up, 1 down. Here is Ian Libby, the first baseman. Libby at 342, 432, 500, 3 doubles, 1 homer, 9 RBI. Two for 3 last night against the Bulldogs with 2 runs scored and a walk. 2-0 the count now to the Americans' first baseman. Check swing. He's able to hold up, and then count will be 3-0. Aiden Berry due up next. And that'll be a 4-pitch walk. So once again, leadoff man retired. Second man in the inning gets on. Here is Aiden Berry, the left fielder. Had a fantastic game last night against the Bulldogs in that 10-2 Americans win. 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored, a double, a homer, 4 RBIs, and a walk. Pops it up, fouling out of play. Strike one. On the season, Berry slashing 306, 404, 469, 2 doubles, 2 homers, 16 ribbies, 8 walks, but 19 strikeouts and 49 at-bats. 49. That's in the dirt. Good block by Casserly to keep Libby at first. Count will be 1-1. Libby is 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts this season. Outside count is 2-1. Americans have 21 steals in 25 attempts as a team. Just missed down away. The count will be 3-1. Third baseman Jack Beverly due up next for the Americans. Swarbrick hoping to roll a 2-ball here. At the knees for strike 2. Berry was about halfway up the line to take his base, but has to come back. That's why you never pitch the bat early. 3-2. Runner go here. He will not. And it'll be grounded foul over towards the bleachers over there where much of the Americans' players are congregating. Many of the Americans, you know what I mean. 3-2 again. Still got Libby at first after the 1-out walk. Ball 4. Barry looked back just to make sure this time. But he is aboard. Back-to-back walks here. Tying run now in scoring position for the Americans, as here's Jack Beverly, the third baseman. Bev slashing 283, 433, 304, 1 double, and 8 ribbies. Takes low for ball 1. Beverly has 10 walks on the season. Barry picked up his 9th just now. Libby with his 5th. On the outside corner, 1-1. Americans have actually drawn the second fewest walks as a team this season at 67. That'll be into right center field, and that'll get down for a base hit. Should be good enough to score Libby. Throw from the outfield. Cut off, but Barry gets to third. RBI single for Beverly. We're level at 1. Walks will come back to bite you, man. I think Jan Gregorio was getting settled in the box like he was in his stance, but Castley out to have a word with Swarbrick. So Beverly with the RBI single, and now the go-ahead run 90 feet away for the Americans. As Bev picks up RBI number 9 on the season. Saying the Americans' second fewest walks drawn as a team this season at 67. Only the Bulldogs have drawn fewer at 51. Throwback to first on the pickoff attempt, and back safely is Beverly. Malden Mad Dogs have drawn the most at 100. Blue Sox 4th. With 82, only 2 behind the Chiefs, but 15 ahead of the Americans. That's low for ball 1, 1-0. By contrast, the Blue Sox have, it's interesting. They've actually issued tied for the fewest walks as a pitching staff this season, but 2 more here to get the total up to 69 and in danger of making it 70 with Jan Gregorio ahead in the count, 2-0. First and third, 1 out. Americans have the go-ahead run 90 feet away as that catches the inside corner. 4 strike 1, 2-1. Jan Gregorio playing his 11th game of the season, 253, 44, 286 the slash line, 1 double, 7 RBIs. He grounds this one down the third base line, but it is a foul ball, and it'll be 2-2. Two and two with 1 out. Tie game, 1-1 our score, and the go-ahead run again, 90 feet away for the Americans. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout there for Swarbrick, his first K of the ball game. 2 down for the number 9 hitter, the center fielder, Tyler Wilson. Wilson playing his 6th game. He's only 1 for 13 on the season with no walks and 7 strikeouts, but a chance to really make it hurt. Now the number 9 slot and maybe give the Americans the lead. Fouls this one off for strike 1. Not faced the Blue Sox this season. He's played 2 games against the Chiefs, 2 against the Expos, and 1 against the Mad Dogs. Just high for ball 1. Wilson went 0 for 1 with a strikeout against the Expos on July 19th, but before that hadn't played for the Americans since June 26th against the Chiefs. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1-2 the count. His lone hit came in the game against the Chiefs on June 12th, in which he went 1 for 3. Swarbrick comes set. 1-2. Down and away, 2-2. Not a guy you want to toy around with. If you are Swarbrick, you want to come right after him and get out of this jam with this game level instead of Blue Sox finding themselves trailing again. 2-2 with Barry at third and Beverly at first. Just missed, down and in. The count is full with the leadoff man, Pat Costigan, due up next. So Beverly, after his RBI single, will be on the move with this pitch. Swarbrick looks at first, comes set. The 3-2. Here it is. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks of the 8 and 9 hitters in the Americans order. Get the Blue Sox out of the jam. Just the 1 run allowed. We are level at 1 through a $1.50. That's another thing that's been hard for the Blue Sox sometimes when they've struggled, and that is, getting batters out that you would think you shouldn't struggle with, especially the batters at the bottom of the order. And obviously that's not to say that, batters in the 7, 8, and 9 slots can't be good hitters. I mean, remember back in the New Murderers Row days for the Yankees in the aughts, didn't they have like Jorge Posada as their 9 hitter or something like that? Yeah, towards the bottom of the lineup, we'd be 3 or 4 place hitter in most of the teams. You get what I'm saying. Point is, execution in clutch situations, and just stringing and being able to stay consistent and getting over mental roadblocks. Could you say there's maybe a leadership void on this team because turnover is a thing, and you're not going to have the same guys here every game just because that's how life is and that's how this league is. You don't need permission to step up and be a leader. And we go to the bottom of the second, as that'll be on the inside corner for strike 1 to Pat Casserly. Casserly, Andrew Salima, and Pete Dudonakis due up here on the bottom of the second. 1-1 our score. Blue Sox taking lead the bottom of the first on an RBI single by DJ Johnson. That's on the outside corner for strike 2 after Alvarez doubled when the first 2 batters were retired. The Americans answering, drawing a couple of walks, an RBI single by Jack Beverly to tie the game at 1. 0-2 to Cass. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Pat Casserly. Second strikeout for Chris Mitchell. 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the second. So once again, neither team able to get the leadoff man aboard through the first 2 innings. Hasn't stopped him from getting some kind of offense. Let's see what Salima can do with the bases empty and 1 out. Salima, the DH tonight. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So with Casserly's K, he is now 4 for 33 on the season. But he has more walks and strikeouts before tonight. Now that's even, as that is just outside for ball 1. 4 for 33, 6 walks. Gets her on-base percentage up. But Salima entering play, slashing 231, 286, 269, 1 double, 5 ribbies, 2 walks, and 10 Ks. He's behind 1 and 2. It happened again, folks. Hang on. Oh, boy. Hang on, folks. I got this. Yeah. Funny thing was, you got a picture. 2 and 2. Sorry, Chris. Just a bit outside, 2 and 2. Speaking of Bob Uecker. having that kid for the Brewers this week. And he actually had a good game against the Braves last night, too, Sal did. Position this right. That's all I have to do. Full count. And Garrett didn't break, just ricochet, close the viewfinder. So, anyways, and fouls that one off. Still 3-2. Never a dull moment, right? Sal Marabella asked me the other night, did I lose my camera? And I told him, I just foul ball that caused it to go out of focus, didn't break the lens or anything. 3-2. Just outside. That'll be ball 4. So once again, no 1-2-3 inning. 1 out base runner this time. Here's Dudonakis. Fouls that one off for strike 1. And with Alvarez doubling and then Johnson singling him home, just having flashbacks to, some of the Katrina says the camera's a baseball magnet. Just like my rear left tire is a nail magnet apparently or something. But Dudonakis gets plunked, so first and second, 1 out. And here is the extra hitter, Aiden Driscoll. Boy, the Americans fans are out in force tonight in the chat. So far, 5 out of 6 voters in our Who You Got poll think the Americans are going to win this one. We'll see if that holds up. Here is Driscoll. Just outside for ball 1. Driscoll 2 for 7 with 2 RBIs in 6 games so far. That'll be on the outside corner. Strike 1. Dudonakis, before getting plunked there, he hasn't had a hit so far this season, but he's drawn 4 walks, scored a run. That was the first time he's been hit by a pitch, though. 1-1 the count to Aiden Driscoll with Salima at second and Dudonakis at first. Outside corner, strike 2. Dylan Walsh on deck. Mitchell peers in for the sign from Gian Gregorio. And the 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Driscoll really trying to look that one through and almost tumbled over across the plate, seeing that one drift outside. 2-2. The pitch. Able to hold up on that pitch in the dirt. Count is full. I was going to say about the Alvarez-Johnson hits. It used to be a hallmark of the Blue Sox offense to, get big rallies started with 2 outs and nobody on. Outside corner, strike 3 called. Third strikeout rather, second of the inning for Mitchell. And so it'll be Walsh to try and keep the line moving. Borderline call, and Mitchell got it. That's on the outside corner for strike 1. Dylan entering play, slashing 200, 381, 200 with 2 ribbies. In the dirt. Jan Gregorio able to locate it. No advance by the runners, 1-1. Boy, for a pitch like that, I mean, you hope it doesn't come back to end up being a difference in this game. 2-1. Again, Salima at second and Dudinakis at first are getting walked and plunked, respectively. 3-1. Go-ahead run in scoring position for the Blue Sox. Ernie Little due up next. Walsh can keep the inning alive. Mitchell comes set. 3-1. Fouled straight back. Your phone all right there? All right. Oh. Full count. Runners will be going with this pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Chris Mitchell, and he leaves runners at first and second. We're through 2 complete. Level at 1.
I'm sorry, what number? 37.
37?
Yeah.
Top of the third, and it'll be the top third of the order, due up for the Americans as Swarbrick delivers up and away for ball 1 to Pat Koskin, and led off this ball game with a flyout to center. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left for the Americans. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left for the Blue Sox. 2-0 the count to Costigan. That'll be in there for strike 1. 2-1. 3 Ks in the inning for Mitchell. Up to 4 already. Grounded foul over towards the third base coach's box. And the count will leave it at 2. Costigan, Nestor, and Bright due up if anybody gets on. John Jennings. Swarbrick has crossed the 40 pitch threshold at this point, and time called before he delivers by Costigan. Pitch number 42 coming up, the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Number of rolls of duct tape used to hold the universe together, right? Full count. Of course, in baseball has a greater meaning, of course, being Jackie Robinson's uniform number. There's been a push to retire Roberto Clemente's 21 league-wide as this has popped up behind short and a shallow left. Desai's got it for the first out. Costigan 0 for 2 out of the leadoff slot. And it'll bring up Sean Nestor, had the first hit of this ball game, a one-out single, but then was caught stealing for the second out. Swarbrick winds and delivers. Bounces to the plate for ball one. Swarbrick, a product of Emory and Henry College in Emory, Virginia. Down away. 2-0. Both teams have had a base runner in every inning so far. But again, the Americans have left 2, and the Blue Sox have left 3 to this point. 2-0. 3-0. Falling behind batters, even if you end up getting them out, even if you end up getting out of the inning unscathed or relatively unscathed, will shorten your outing and give the other team hope as the game goes on. 3-1 as Nestor took that one down the pipe. Fouled off, full count. I was going to be ticketed for Worthen Road, hit off the light tower behind the Blue Sox dugout. Big 5-0 now on pitches for Nestor. For Swarbrick. Nestor with a 3-2. I didn't flinch, I just blinked, Bruce. Still 3-2. You told the guy who was filming with his phone just now there's a fine for flinching. Into center field. Maisel hauls it in, out number 2. Well, for the first time tonight, the first 2 in an inning have been retired by Swarbrick. I've been here long enough. I've gotten used to it. I'm not invincible, but I've gotten used to it. 0-1. I very much did the first couple of years. Yeah, you did. You did. Bright lined out to first to end the first, his first time up. He is even in the count 1-1. I mean, when you work enough baseball games from this position, you get used to it, or if you even just watch enough baseball games as a fan from behind home plate, you get used to it. And then when people see videos of like people, behind home plate at a baseball game, they absolutely do not move when the foul ball goes straight back to the screen. They're like, are they a ninja or something? Not exactly, but that is called strike 3 and the third strikeout for Swarbrick. We're through 2.5, still 1-1. Get your reps in, right? We go to the top of the third. The top three hitters of the order due up for the Blue Sox. Ernie Little takes down away ball one. Ground out to short his first time up. Little, Desai, and Alvarez due up, and if anybody gets on, DJ Johnson. Swerbrick just registered the first 1-2-3 inning of this game. And they pop up to short off of Costigan, a fly to center by Nestor, and the strikeout looking of Corey Bright. 1-1 the count now to Little from Chris Mitchell. In the dirt for ball two. 2-1. Chris Mitchell, who is now behind 3-1, was last year's ICL outstanding pitcher. That's 6-1 record. Laced into left field and down for a base hit. So Little in the hit column, he is 1 for 2. And here's Desai. Desai with the strikeout swinging his first time up, the first of so far 4 Ks for Mitchell. Desai, late swing and a miss, 4 strike 1. Little inching off of first. In the dirt, blocked by Jan Gregorio, and no advance by Little. And the count will be 1-1. One and one. Up and away. 2-1. Little fouls that one off on Worthing Road. We have an official broadcast. 2-2. Americans had lost 3 in a row prior to their win last night over the Bulldogs, one of which was the Blue Sox last win. The first 2 wins, first 2 losses of that losing streak were to the Blue Sox. 9-4 on July 12th as this is in the dirt. Here's the throw to second, and Little is safe. Good read by Little, got the secondary lead as the pitch was thrown, then took off as soon as it hit the dirt and got in there safely in scoring position. Now a full count. Again, the first 2 losses of the Americans' 3-game losing streak were to the Blue Sox, 9-4 and 5-2. After the 5-2 win by the Blue Sox on the 19th, as Desai into right field for a base hit. Little is going to get the stop sign from Matt Karras. Runners at the corners, nobody out. But after the winner of the Americans on the 19th, Julian Alvarez told the team, not Julian, Josue Feliciano told the team, you see how easy this is? You see how simple this game can be, how easy winning can be? And they executed perfectly in all phases of the game, and it was one of the most complete wins the Blue Sox had this season, one of the most satisfying ones, even though it was only 5-2 as opposed to 20-3 like that game over the Chiefs. And if the team can execute like that every game, it gives you a lot more confidence as a team. Unfortunately, the way they played in that game hasn't been present the whole season. 0-1 the count to Alvarez as time is called. So Little with a single, gets to second on the wild pitch, Desai with a single, getting him over to third. And Al Alvarez, double and a run scored tonight. Mitchell with the 0-1, fouled to the right and out of play. 4 strike 2 with Bright giving it a look, but no chance he's going to make a play out there. It's already out towards Harold Crum Field over there. Runners at the corners, nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Blue Sox looking to reclaim the lead. They were up 1-0 after 1. Americans tied in the top of the second. High, 4-1, 1-2. Check swing, and it's strike 3 called, and Alvarez not happy as that is strikeout number 5 for Mitchell. Here's DJ Johnson. RBI single his first time up, bring home Jules. Down low, 4-1. Alvarez felt that pitch was down and away. I'm sure Driscoll thought the pitch he got rung up on was up in a way, so. 1-0 to DJ. High for ball 2, 2-0. Of course, DJ Johnson with a mammoth home run in the win against the 9-4 win against the Americans. It was the first game of the Americans' 3-game losing streak they snapped on Sunday. He hits this one into center field. Should be deep enough to score little, as it is caught in center field. Tagging is Ernie. He scores 2-1. 2 ribbies on the night for DJ. That's all you need in that situation. Sure, you'd like to unleash some frustration with a 3-run piece. Both DJ and Jules would like to do that, but whatever gets the runs home, right? So that's in there for strike 1 to Austin Maisel. Maisel flew out to right his first time up to end the first. Goes down, gets that one, and it's grounded to first, and an easy walk back to the bag for Libby for the out. That retires the side. So we are through 3 complete, and Blue Sox back on top, 2-1.
The other night,
Go the top of the fourth. It'll be the middle third of the order due up for the Americans. Jennings, Libby, and Barry. Swarbrick out there to start the fourth inning. Jennings ground out to third his first time up to lead off the second. He fouls that one off. 4-1. Steve Bangs warming up in the Blue Sox bullpen. Blue Sox getting a run on the sac fly by DJ Johnson. He's driven in both Blue Sox runs tonight. Downstairs for ball one. This is the portion of the order that was due up when the Americans scored their run back in the second. That's on the outside corner for strike two, 1-2. Will they strike again here? Is the question. Jennings didn't factor in that offense, but he's hoping to come through here, get on base somehow. Down and away, 2-2. You know he's got the power. Two. Driven deep to left. But that'll hang up long enough for DJ to haul it in for out number one. Good sound off the bat, but DJ able to glide a few steps back and a few steps to his left towards center field for the first out. Here is Ian Libby. Walked and scored was so far the Americans' only run. His first time up in the second. Hits this one into center field. Back goes Maisel. 2 down. Well, couple of good bids there by Jennings and Libby on back-to-back swings, but not nearly deep enough. 2 up, 2 down, and here is Aiden Barry. Wonk his first time up. The pitch, breaking ball, just misses the outside corner for ball one. Swarbrick with the 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Swarbrick has retired 7 in a row, hoping to make it 8 straight, but behind Barry 2-0, and told you already about the nice night Barry had last night against the Lexington Bulldogs. 2-1 the count, as that's on the inside corner. Swarbrick delivers. Outside, 3-1. Jack Beverly due up next. Steve Bangs still warming. Three one. Inside corner, full count. Swarbrick, the payoff pitch. Here it is. In the dirt for ball 4. 2-out base runner. Second walk drawn by Barry, and the third walk overall issued by Swarbrick. So it'll be up to Jack Beverly to try and prolong this inning. RBI single. His first time up. Probably take more than a single to bring home Barry. Throw back to first, and Barry's back safely. Aiden is 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts this season. Inside for ball 1, 1-0 to Beverly. This might be Swarbrick's last batter, win or lose. Fouled off, and the count will be 1-1. Gina Gregorio, the catcher, is due up next. Bangs throwing with a little more heat in the bullpen right now, as it's 1-1 with 2 out. And a runner at first after the 2-out walk drawn by Aiden Berry. In there for strike 2. Ball was dropped by the catcher Casserly. It was in front of him the whole time, so no chance for Berry to make a break for second. 2-1 our score. Blue Sox regaining the lead in the bottom of the third, thanks to a sac fly by DJ Johnson. Swarbrick looks at first, comes set, and comes home with it. Fouled off. Still 1-2 in a 2-1 ball game. One in the first, one in the third for the Blue Sox. For the scoring, one the second for the Americans, but looking to prolong this inning. 1-2 again, here it is. Little slow roller to short, bobbled, and everybody's going to be safe. So an E6 will put the tying run in scoring position, and again, it's Berry and Beverly reaching as Rick DeAngelis goes out to the mound. Looks like this is going to be the end of the line for Jack Swarbrick. So he gets through 3 2/3, but is responsible for both runners on base as Steve Bank. Oh, maybe? Wait, hang on. Oh, I thought I saw the signal, but okay. It is, in fact, going to be Jan Gregorio, whom Swarbrick was able to get on strikes his first time up. So Berry at second, Beverly at first with 2 outs. Got the first 2 batters this inning relatively easily, but that'll be ball 1. Inside corner, 1-1. Bangs resumes his warm-ups in the bullpen. In the dirt, and it gets to the backstop. Runners will advance. So now the tying and go-ahead runs in scoring position on the wild pitch. Two and one, the count to Jan Gregorio. In the dirt, 3-1. Jan Gregorio entering play, slashing 250, 344, 286 with 1 double, 7 RBIs. Only 2 walks, but 1 ball away from loading the bases. Swing and a miss. Full count. Can Swarbrick walk the tightrope here? Berry at third, Beverly at second. 3-2. Popped up, foul, and that's going to get out of play. Swarbrick able to get Jennings and Libby pretty easily, but then a walk to Berry, and Beverly reaches on an error. And that gets to the backstop. It'll be ball 4. Here's a play at the plate. He's safe, and this game is tied. Here comes Rick DeAngelis, and that will now be the end of the line for Swarbrick. So 2 wild pitches in the inning. Allow the Americans to plate the tying run. Now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away after the walk. And Steve Bangs will come on to try and get out of this. The game's still tied at 2. 3 2/3 of an inning for Swarbrick. So far charged with 2 runs. He's responsible for both runners on here. Only 2 hits, but 4 walks, 2 wild pitches, and 3 strikeouts in 3 2/3 for Swarbrick. Bangs making his 8th appearance of the season. 3-1 with a 2.54 ERA. In 16 2/3 innings, has allowed 14 hits, 9 runs, 7 of which are earned, walked 10, struck out 24, surrendered 2 homers, hit 1 batter, and thrown 4 wild pitches. 3 of those wild pitches, though, were in his last appearance against the Chiefs on July 17th. Faced the Americans once this season, got the win on June 25th. That is upstairs for ball 1. Went 4 innings, allowed 1 hit, no runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. 1-0 the count to Tyler Wilson. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Swing and a miss, strike 1. One run home this inning without the aid of a hit. Hit here could be brutal for the Blue Sox. Wilson can come through. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Jan Gregorio at first, Beverly at third. Just outside. Ball 2. 2-2. 3 straight have reached, again, without the aid of a hit. After the first 2 retired by Swarbrick. And now Banks trying to get out of this jam. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Side is retired. The Americans tie the game on no hits, 1 run, 1 error, 2 walks, 2 wild pitches. We're halfway home, tied at 2. I'll tell you, but just remember they're not here to see you, Sammy. Then again, they're not here for me either. Again, I pretend I know what I'm talking about for money. Concurrent viewers right now is 23. I've gotten more in the past, usually for championship games, though. So, book is closed on Swarbrick. He's going to get a no decision. Sammy Seed telling us one of those wild pitches he thinks was a pass ball. Do you concur with him, Bruce? All right, so just one wild pitch there. Was the pass ball the one that scored the run or the one before that? All right, so that was a pass ball that Barry scored on it, but it was a wild pitch that got him to third. All right, so we go to the bottom of the fourth, and here is Pat Casserly to lead things off. Chris Mitchell, 2 runs through the first 3 innings. Swing and a miss by Pat Casserly, and that slider looked like it had a bit of a frame rate drop in the middle. 0-1. That'll be low for ball 1 to even the count. Casserly struck out swinging his first time up in the second, leading off the second, in fact, like he's leading off here in the fourth. Grounds us to the left side. Foul ball. I was waiting for a signal. I thought Sam was going to call it, but it's called by the base umpire, and count will be 1-2. All right, we are past the hour mark of this ball game, and 8 out of 10 Intercity League fans think the Americans are going to win this game. And swing and a miss, strike 3. Casserly down on strikes for the second time, and strikeout number 6 for Mitchell. 1 up, 1 down. So for the third time in 4 innings, the Blue Sox unable to get the leadoff man aboard, but they've got the one instance of a team getting the leadoff man aboard tonight. 1-0 the count to Salima, who drew a walk his first time up. The fact that Swarbrick got the leadoff man each of the first 4 innings can be the difference right now between this game being tied and the Americans maybe leading by a crooked number too. 1-1 the count. Up the middle, slowed down on the mound, takes a funny hop into center field for a base hit. Took a couple of weird hops going up the middle and then shot into center field like it was going up a skee ball ramp. Take him however you can get him, right? Mitchell's follow-through actually took him out of position to make a play on that and turn it into a 1-3 ground out. So Salima's aboard for the second time, and here is Dudonakis, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. Salima with a small lead at first, and the pitch to Pete Dudonakis. Here it is, high for ball 1. So the Blue Sox pick up another hit. Only 2 hits so far in the game for the Americans, both singles. Blue Sox now have 5, only one of them for extra bases. That's strike 1, and that was Alvarez's double with 2 outs back in the first. 1-1 the count to Dudonakis. Swing and a miss. Like it hung for a little bit, but Dudonakis behind it. 1-2. Aiden Driscoll is due up next. Popped up down the first base line into the Bermuda Triangle, and it is a basket catch by the second baseman, Nestor, for out number 2. Nestor got in position in enough time that even if he didn't make the catch, he's probably got a force at second on Salima anyways. But 2 down, and here is Driscoll, who struck out looking his first time up, as that is low for ball 1. On the outside corner, even the count at 1. Blue Sox doing a good job being patient with Mitchell. Had a phenomenal year last year, struggled this year. So, I mean, it's not like he, was a big strikeout guy last year, but fouled into the screen 1 and 2. But doing a good job being patient. And like I say, the war of attrition can win you ball games. Driving up pitch counts and everything. 1 and 2, the count to Driscoll. Up and in, and the count will be even at 2. 2 and 2, 2 outs, 2-2 our score. Matt Vasgersian intensive. 2 outs in inning number 2, and that'd be 2 on. I know. Yeah, I've been playing the show for way too many years. 2 and 2. Able to hold up on that pitch in the dirt, and the count is full, so Salima will be off with this pitch. Dylan Walsh due up next. Manny Karras, when the signals from the third base coach's box, pretty easy signal to read here. It's just, run with the pitch. Salima's got the biggest lead he's probably had in his baseball career right now, as this is grounded to short. It's bobbled, and Salima is on his way to third. Even with Salima with the running start, it felt like this was going to be a 6 unassisted fielder's choice to end the inning. Instead, it gets past Pat Costigan. Driscoll reaches at first, and now here's Walsh. Is that an E6, Bruce? All right, E6. Up and away. Ball 1 to Walsh. Struck out swinging his first time up. Grounder to the right side, and diving stop it, shallow right. He got him. Wow. Taking it for a base hit and RBI for Walsh. Out of nowhere, Nestor keeps the game tied through 4.
I only have 1. I'll take 2. Yes, sir. I have 2. I'll take it.
Hey, Sean. Hell of a play. Nice job.
Wow, you don't see too many plays like that. Nice.
Unbelievable.
Caught up, completed.
Baseball can be a cruel sport sometimes, huh?
And how is that supposed to happen?
I don't know, there's a pathway right down there.
Here we go.
Top of the fifth, and the top third of the order once again due up for the Americans. Costigan, Nestor, and Bright. Steve Bangs delivers outside for ball one. Costigan 0 for 2 with a fly out to center and a pop up to short. So the error by Costigan allows the inning to keep going, but the fantastic play, Web Gem nominee certainly by Nestor, diving into the grass in shallow right to take away a base hit and, more importantly, an RBI from Dylan Walsh and the Blue Sox to keep this game level at 2 as that's fouled off for strike 2. It really is, amazing how just one play can make all the difference in a ball game. Fouled off. Sam Steed coming over here between innings saying you don't see plays like that very often in the ICL. But Sean Nestor with the play of the game so far and maybe the play of the American season, because remember, even though they are 2 points up on the Blue Sox have already won the regular season series against the Americans. So if it comes down to a tiebreaker scenario for the third or fourth seed, or for any seed really, the Blue Sox will jump the Americans, and it can be a huge difference between playing in a best of 3 semis and having to play a 1-game playoff with either the Mad Dogs or the Bulldogs with your season on the line. Right now, we're level at 2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Out number 1 here on the top of the fifth as Costigan is 0 for 3. And here is Nestor. He's 1 for 2 with a single. What's he got for an encore at the plate? After, again, maybe the play of the year for the Americans. Takes down and away for ball 1. Grounder the other way, fielded at third by Walsh. Revenge! 2 down. Poetic justice maybe, but doesn't. Just 2 outs, bases empty. Didn't prevent a run from scoring there, but at least it keeps Nestor off base. He's now 1 for 3. Here is Corey Bright. 0 for 2 with a line out to first and a strikeout looking. It hasn't been the top of the order that's been the bugaboo for the Blue Sox tonight. The first 4 has been the bottom 5 hitters so far, but as I say that, Corey Bright will take his base on a hit by pitch. So Bright is aboard for the first time, and now here is Jennings. 0 for 2 with a ground out to third and a fly out to left. And again, we have told you, his power numbers in the past. 1095 OPS entering play on the season tonight. 0 for 2 so far, again with the fly out to left, the ground out to third. He's ahead 1-0, so that pitch is in the dirt. Jennings posted an 1143 OPS in 2021. So that is downstairs, was outside and then bounced away from Casserly, but no advance. Again by Bright. It's 2-0. Now Casserly going out to have a word with Bangs just to make sure they're not getting their signals crossed here. Again, Jennings with an 1143 OPS in 2021, an 1129 OPS in 2018. Career high 6 homers in 2021. Outside corner, 2-1. 2021, Jennings, 400, 457, 686, his slash line. Grounder to short, Desai on to second for the force. That retires the side. So nothing comes with a 2-out hit by pitch, and we are through 4.5, still level at 2.
Melrose. Gary went from left to center. Libby went from first to left. And Wilson was out of game. Dave That's it.
Run that by me again, Kevin. So Libby's where?
Libby went to left.
Left, and then Barry went to third.
No, Barry went to center.
Barry went to center, gotcha. And then who's in Wilson's slot?
Dave Hunter went to first in Wilson's spot.
Okay, and Nick Colucci's pitch.
Correct.
Gotcha. So, some defensive changes for the Americans, in case you didn't catch that exchange with Kevin Burgoyne. Ian Libby is moved from first base to left field. Aiden Barry is moved from left field to center field. Tyler Wilson is out of the lineup, and in his spot and at first base is Dave Hunter. And the new pitcher for the Americans after 4 innings from Chris Mitchell will be Nick Colucci. Colucci pitching in his 11th game of the season. He is 1-2 with 1 save and a 4.11 ERA in 15 1/3 innings. He has allowed 12 hits, 9 runs, all of which are earned, walked 13, struck out 20, surrendered 1 home run, hit 3 batters, and thrown 1 wild pitch. Took the loss on July 12th to the Blue Sox, going 2 innings, allowing 5 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, surrendering 1 homer. Strike 1 to Ernie Little. Little 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored so far. Waits on it, flares it the other way, and foul for strike 2. Colucci has played in, is now his 11th out of 19 games for the Americans. His lone win came against the Blue Sox on June 22nd. So it's a loss and a save against the Expos. That's into right field and on a line and caught by Bright for out number 1. So Little is 1 for 3. Leadoff man retired once again. Again, the Blue Sox, the only team to get the leadoff man on tonight, and was only Little in the 3rd. Here's Desai. 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Takes down away for ball 1. Give you Mitchell's line as soon as we get a chance. Colucci misses high for ball 2. Three and out. Taken on the inside corner, 3-1. Now Desai will go to work. And that's low for ball 4. Runner on first for Jules. Alvarez, double and run scored in the first. And a strikeout looking on a pitch he throws down and away in the 3rd. Only the second walk issued by Americans pitching tonight. Low for ball one. Inside, 2-0. Excuse me, swing by Alvarez and fouls it off, and we should have stayed back on this, held back on that one. So the line on Chris Mitchell, he'll get a no decision. 4 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, 1 wild pitch, 6 Ks. Both Stars getting no decisions. As that catches the inside corner, 2-2. DJ Johnson, who has driven in both Blue Sox runs tonight, is on deck. Desai at first after the 1-out walk. 2-2. Curveball just missed inside, full count. 3-2. Do you run Desai here? Does not go. And this is laced and caught at short. Throw back to first. Double play. Hit on the screws. But Pat Costigan goes airborne to haul in the liner, and it's a 6-3 double play to end the inning. We go to the top of the 6th. We are still tied at 2. And it'll be Ian Libby, Aiden Berry, and Jack Beverly due up for the Americans in the top of the 6th. And as I was saying during the top of the 5th, that's the portion of the lineup that gave Swarbrick fits. Libby drew a walk and scored off of Swarbrick in the 2nd. Barry drew 2 walks and scored off against Swarbrick and scored in the 4th. Beverly's reached base twice, single in E6. Beverly lone RBI for the Americans tonight. And then Gian Gregorio with a walk as the last batter that Swarbrick faced. Tyler Wilson at the bottom of the lineup, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, but he is out of the game now, replaced by Dave Hunter. So again, it's Libby, Barry, and Beverly due up here in the top of the 6th in a 2-2 ball game. Blue Sox need this win in the worst way. First pitch to Libby. Fouled off for strike 1. And Libby 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored in the 2nd, a fly out to center in the 4th. Bangs, winds, and delivers, and it is low for ball 1, 1-1. That 5th inning marked the first time, that's up and away, 2-1. That 5th inning marked the first time that an Americans pitcher had faced the minimum in an inning. They still don't have a true 1-2-3 inning, but lined into left field for a base hit. And for the first time tonight, the Americans have the leadoff man on. And a good time to have the leadoff man on, too, in the top of the 6th. In a 2-2 ball game. Libby's now 1 for 2. And here is Barry, who has 2 walks to his credit. Double homer and 4 RBIs last night against the Bulldogs. Take strike one. Swing and a miss. Pitch is dropped, but no advance by the runner at first. Two strikes, rather. Jack Beverly due up next. Grounder to the left side, to second for one, on to first. Safe, but a good job by Dudonakis to prevent the ball from going out of play. So 1 out. Libby is retired, 6'4". Manny Karras asking Ernie Little if he's okay over there at second base after the fielder's choice, and looks like he is. So Barry at first after the fielder's choice, 1 out, and here is Jack Beverly, who pops this one up into foul territory. Dudonakis, 2 down. 1 pitch out for a man who has the only RBI tonight for the Americans. So Bevs is now 1 for 3, and here's Nick Giangregorio, who struck out swinging in the second and walked in the fourth, 0 for 1. Bangs comes set. Pitch, runner goes, pitches down away, throw down to second. Not in time, stolen base, runner in scoring position, go-ahead runner in scoring position for the Americans, and it is 1-0 to Giangregorio. Casserly nailed Nestor earlier, but doesn't get Barry, as that is low for ball 2. And remember, it's not Tyler Wilson in the on-deck circle, it is Dave Hunter. 2-0 the count. Long look at second. And the pitch. Lined foul the other way, 2-1. For Barry, that is his second steal in as many attempts this season. Outside for ball 3. Dave Hunter, again on deck after taking over in Wilson's slot in the batting order in the defensive shuffle. Last inning, that goes to the backstop. It's ball 4. It is first and third. 2 down. So Hunter to the plate. He is slashing 400, 429, 500 this season. 1 triple and 4 RBIs in 10 games and 20 at-bats. Fouls that one off for strike 1. In the bottom of the 6th, the Blue Sox will have Johnson, Maisel, and Casserly due up. But right now, Hunter trying to give the Americans their first lead of the game. Down and away for ball 1, 1-1. Hunter fouls it. Strike 2, 1-2. Hunter's played in 2 games against the Blue Sox this season and is 1 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout, as well as a stolen base. 1-2 the count with Barry at third, Giangregorio at first. Outside, ball 2, 2-2. Pat Costigan, the leadoff man, is on deck. And Gregorio getting a small lead at first. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Massive. Bang strands the potential go-ahead run at third, and we go to the bottom of the sixth, still level at 2.
Not even going to take the ball that we give you? I'll find you.
Up at that, be smart. Get a good push and hit and drive it. Read the ball. Read the rotation. Read the ball. No! Hey, DJ.
Read the ball, drive the ball. That is the motto Rick DeAngelis has preached to his players for almost 30 years at this point. See what DJ can do. Bounces to the plate for ball one. DJ earlier in the year in this very situation would try to nuke that one to Woburn, but able to lay off there, take ball one. He's driven in both runs tonight for the Blue Sox. He fouls that one off to even the count at 1. RBI single in the first plating Julian, and then a sac fly plating Ernie in the third. Johnson, Mazel, and Casterly 2 up. If anybody gets on, Andrew Salima. Taken on the outside corner for strike 2. One in the first, one in the third for the Blue Sox, one in the second, one in the fourth for the Americans. For Swarbrick, the first 3 2/3 for the Blue Sox. It's been banged since. Mitchell for the first 4 for the Americans. It's been Colucci since. Colucci back out there for his second inning of work. Got through the 5th, facing the minimum after a 1-out walk to side, line-out 6-3 double play off the bat Alvarez. It's the first time an Americans pitcher had faced the minimum in an inning tonight. But before we get to the 1-2 pitch, and Gregorio is going to go out and have a word with Colucci. So Dave Hunter, after taking over in the field at first and assuming Tyler Wilson's slot in the batting order and the defensive shuffle in the bottom of the 5th, doesn't fare any better than Wilson did in his 2 at-bats, striking out with the go-ahead run at third and another runner at first. To end, the Americans threaten the top of the 6th. Here we are on the bottom of the 6th, 1-2 the count to DJ. Able to lay that one off. 2-2. DJ with his 4th and 5th RBIs of the season tonight. And he's unable to come up with anything on that curveball. Right idea, but swung over the top of it. A little bit of a late break there. Gets a strikeout. 1 up, 1 down. Maisel fouls that one off for strike 1. That didn't sound good. Maisel is 0 for 2 with a fly out to right and a ground out to first. Oh, 1 the count to Maisel. Takes high for ball 1. Pitch selection has been much better tonight from the Blue Sox. Fouled off. Sometimes, even if your pitch selection, your vision is good, sometimes the opposing pitcher can be just too good. We're about to hit the hour and 45-minute mark of this ball game. We started at 8:05. It is now 9:48 here in Lexington, Mass. 1-2 the count to Maisel. In the dirt, 2-2. It's not like the Blue Sox have, been necessarily flailing at pitches all season, but sometimes they're just swinging at pitchers' pitches, and even if they're putting the ball in play, it's routine stuff for the fielders. 2-2. Fouled off. But again, you drive up the pitch count on the opposing pitcher. Chance of winning go up and up and up. Casserly is due up next. 2-2 again. Here it is. Up and in. Full count. Full count. Each team has gotten the leadoff man in an inning exactly once tonight. Fouled off. Ticketed for Jan Gregorio's mitt, but he couldn't squeeze it. And Maisel stays alive with the 3-2 coming up. Colucci comes set. The pitch. Broken bat. Grounder. Have to flip to the pitcher covering. He's out. Not much of a protest from the Blue Sox. Heard them say he's safe, but nothing beyond that. I guess it was a reasonable call in their eyes. So 2 up, 2 down. And here is Casserly, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Keep this line moving. Casserly takes at the knees for strike 1. In the top of the 7th, the Americans will have the top third of the order due up. Costigan, Nestor, and Bright. Colucci with the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The Americans want to try and rally and pull ahead in the top of the 7th. They got the right part of the order coming up. Although they haven't given Swarbrick and Banks too much trouble to this point. Generally speaking, guys like Costigan, Nestor, and Bright with Jennings waiting in the wings. What you need if you need just one run. So right now, it's all Melrose. We need to take the lead with the Blue Sox hoping to get a 2-out rally going. Casserly popped up behind short into shallow left and caught by Costigan. For the out, that retires the side. So last inning, Americans pitcher faced the minimum for the first time. This inning, they get their first true 1-2-3 inning. And we will go to the top of the 7th. Score is still tied at 2. Steve Bangs going back out there for the top of the 7th. For those wondering, Bangs' longest outing on the season was in his last, he's had 2 outings of 4 innings each, one of which came against the Americans, in which he got his 3rd win of the season on June 25th. 4 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Also had 4 innings against the Malden Mad Dogs on July 7th had a no decision. 3 hits, 2 unearned runs, allowed 2 walks, struck out 7, hit 1 batter, and threw a wild pitch. Those are the 2 times he's gone 4 innings this season. Came in this game with 2 outs in the 4th, so if he's able to get through this inning, it'll have been 3 1/3. Not unprecedented territory for him here. Getting through 3 innings against the Chiefs in his last appearance on the 17th. But there is action behind Bangs in the Blue Sox bullpen. Aiden Freeberg is warming up. I believe that's Gavin Dower, or who is it? Oh, is that Sean? Anyways, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Top of the 7th, here is Costigan, who just had caught the pop-up to end the top of the bottom of the 6th, and that misses just outside for ball 1. Costigan 0 for 3, fly out to center, pop up to short, and a strikeout. That hits the outside corner to even the count at 1. Down away for ball 2. 2-1. Americans got the leadoff man aboard for the first time tonight, last inning. Costigan is that for the 2nd consecutive inning as he's ahead 3-1. With action warming behind Colucci in the Americans bullpen. Fouled off, and the count will be 3-2. Bobby Tramondosi, the pitcher in the bullpen, the righty for the Americans right now. The relief ace, Tramondosi, fouled off, remains 3-2. Bangs with the wind and the 3-2. Popped up, but again, that's going to get foul and out of play. Both starters getting a no decision tonight. Allowing 2 runs each. Mitchell for the Americans and Swarbrick for the Blue Sox. And now Bangs working with from the stretch, and he gets him to foul it off again. Pushing and pulling the throttle here is Bangs, trying to retire the Americans' leadoff man. Costigan 0 for 3, hoping to get on base for the first time here. Outside, ball 4, leadoff man aboard, leadoff walk. Go ahead run, more importantly. Costigan draws his 12th walk of the season. And he is 5 of 5 at stolen bases, by the way, this year. Try and lay one down is Nestor, but pulls back in time for ball one. Costigan's 12th walk ties him with Teddy Juba for second in the ICL. Behind Cloutier, here's a bunt down the first base line, and it's gonna roll foul. 1-1. Dudinakis was getting in front of the ball and wisely let it roll foul for a strike. 1-1. Throw back to first and back safely is Costigan. Nestor squares again and fouls it off for strike two. Sean Mahan now warming in the Blue Sox bullpen. Nestor 1 for 3. Single in the first, but then was caught stealing. Then flat to center and a ground out to third. Flares this one the other way. Foul. 1-2. Long start to this 7th inning for Bangs. Gave up the walk to Costigan. 1-2 to Nestor. Bunt probably off here. Runner goes. Grounder. It gets past him. Throw to first. He's got him for the out. Works out like a sacrifice anyways. So Costigan is in scoring position with one out for Corey Bright. For a moment, looked like it was, we weren't getting anything, and it could have gotten into center for a base hit, but good job by Desai. So Costigan at second with one out for Bright. 1-0. Runner at second, only one out, and Jennings due up next. You really need to get Bright here. Lined. Couple of hops to second, throw to first. In time for out number 2. Again, disaster averted for the Blue Sox defensively. Costigan gets to third. 2 down. John Jennings, 0 for 3, ground out to third, fly out to left, fielder's choice. Taken for strike one. In the bottom of the 7th, the Blue Sox are going to have Salima, Dudinakis, and Driscoll due up. Go ahead run at third, 2 down. Grounded to second. And the Blue Sox get out of the inning, despite the leadoff walk, unscathed. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th, and the chance for the Blue Sox to walk it off. 2-2. Are you not entertained? Tramondozzi, gotcha. So, as expected, Bobby Tramondozzi takes over on the mound for the Americans. So Nick Colucci goes 2 innings, allows no runs, no hits, just 1 walk, strikes out 1, faced the minimum through his 2 innings. He's allowed the walk to Desai, but he was erased on the 6-3 double play off the bat of Alvarez. Tramondosi on the mound now for the Americans. This is Tramondosi's 9th game of the season. He is 0-1 with 2 saves and a .467 ERA. In 9 innings of work, he's allowed 11 hits, 11 runs, 6 of which are earned, walked 4, struck out 10, surrendered 1 home run, and thrown 1 wild pitch. One of his saves this season came against the Blue Sox on June 22nd, in which he did not allow a hit or run or walk and struck out 1. However, 3 days later against the Blue Sox, Tramondosi lasted only a third of an inning and allowed 3 hits, 7 runs, 3 of which are earned, with 2 walks, no strikeouts, and 1 wild pitch. Salima to lead things off. He is 1 for 1 with a walk and a single in the bottom of the 7th of a 2-2 ball game. Salima takes inside, ball 1. And it's Salima, Dudinakis, and Driscoll due up here in the bottom of the 7th of a 2-2 ball game. Salima comes up empty there. Strike 1, 1-1. Tramondosi last pitch on July 11th went 2 2/3 innings against the Bulldogs. Allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Grounder to the right side, bobbled by the first baseman. It's safe, and it ricochets out of play. The winning run in scoring position. E3, Bruce? All right. A lot of talking here with Rick DeAngelis and and Matt Karras and Pete Dudinakis. And Sammy Steed is halting play as they're going to put Dudinakis on. And now we're going to, is Driscoll going to bat, or are they calling him back? Figuring out here. Driscoll is going to bat here. Matty Karras just giving him instructions there, whispering them to him. Driscoll is 0 for 2, struck out looking in the 2nd, reached on an error in the 4th. And now we're going to have a pinch runner at 2nd for Salima. Anthony Piscatello is going to pinch run at 2nd for Andrew Salima. So 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Driscoll's going to square, pulls back, throw down to 2nd, and it's airmailed into center field. First and 3rd, 1-0 the count. Piscatello gets to 3rd on the E2, winning run 90 feet away. Infield comes in. Driscoll ahead in the count, 1-0. Tramondosi comes set. The pitch runner takes off for 2nd. Defensive indifference. 1-1. Infield's in anyway, and that would be the case even if it was 2nd and 3rd before that. Don't really care there. Fouled over towards the Blue Sox dugout, 1-2. Dylan Walsh is due up next. Driscoll hoping he can get one into the outfield and put an end to this one. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second and third, one down now for Walsh, who is 0 for 2. Strikeout swing in the second, ground out to second in the fourth. And Kevin Burgoyne asking Sammy Steed for time, and they're going to put Walsh on. So the base is loaded with one out, inning-ending double play in order, and Ernie Little Ernie Little takes up and in, ball 1. Oh, it hit him? It hit him? That brings in the winning run! Are you serious? The game is over. The Blue Sox win. Kevin Burgoyne coming out to plead his team's case, but Ernie Little just got plonked and the game is over. The Blue Sox win. Wow. The Blue Sox walk it off on a bases loaded hit by pitch, and Ernie Little credited with the game-winning RBI. Wow. That was, wow. Second walk-off win of the season for the Blue Sox, right? All right. Although with a far less thunderous play to win the game this time. The Blue Sox, in a game that took 2 hours and 2 minutes, win 3-2. The final totals of Blue Sox, 3 runs, 5 hits, none after the fourth. There's one error and 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 left. And for the Melrose Americans, 2 runs, 1, 2, 3, just 3 hits, 2 errors, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. The Blue Sox improved to 9-11. The Americans fall to 9-10. Blue Sox win the season series against the Americans 4-1, and now they're even in the win column with the Americans. Well, again, you want to see the Blue Sox rattle off some more wins with now 5 games left to try and pull ahead of the Americans, or at the very least, put some pressure on them and sure they can get the 3 seed and avoid the 1-game playoff, but doesn't get any easier on Wednesday night as they face the Sabertooth Expos. That game will be at Maplewood, 8 o'clock first pitch here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network on YouTube. And they still have a suspended game to complete against the Expos, plus a makeup game still to play against the Mad Dogs, and then a home and home on Thursday and Friday, at home anyways, against the Lexington Bulldogs. DJ Johnson drives in the first 2 runs and finishes night 1 for 2 with a single sac fly. Ernie Little scored the second run and finishes night 1 for 3 with the second run and the game-winning RBI on the hit by pitch. Andrew Salima 1 for 2 with a walk, a single, and reaching base on an error, giving way to Piscatello for him to score the game-winning run, the bottom of the 7th. I don't know, we could have almost had our first tie of the Intercity League season, but the Blue Sox walk it off for a critical win here tonight at Lexington High to finish off the final week plus of the ICL regular season. So thanks for watching this presentation of Blue Sox baseball here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network on YouTube. Don't forget to follow and support the Intercity League and the Blue Sox on Facebook and Instagram and on intercityleaguebaseball.com. And don't forget to subscribe to this here YouTube channel. Next broadcast Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, first pitch for the Blue Sox against the Sabertooth Expos at Malden Catholic. Once again, the final score from center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass. is the Lexington Blue Sox 3 and the Melrose Americans 2. For all my righty friends here at LHS, my name is Sam Feely. Thanks for tuning in. Love you, Katrina. Party hard, Caitlin.